students, welcome to www.olliescholar.com. So today I will be covering a topic from class 10 science chapter 15, our environment. So as you all must have heard about the word environment, it is very common to us. Somewhere in the television, in the newspaper, bio teachers, so many times you must have heard about the word environment. So all organisms such as plants, animals, any microscopic organism, or even we the human beings have a physical, and even the our physical surrounding, all they of us interact with each other. We are linked to our environment and our environment is interacted or linked to us. So in this chapter we will study in detail about how the ecosystem or this environment is formed of, and how is we need improvement in our environment, or how we need to control our activities just to make our environment to go green. Okay, so let's start with the chapter. So let's have a little introduction about our environment. Environment is a very common word known to all of us. So let's see how these environmental components interact with each other and what is the impact of them on the environment. So let's see what is environment. Environment means everything which surrounds us. ओके तो इन्वायरमेंट का क्या मतलब है? वो हर चीज जो हमारे अगल बगल है उसको हम क्या बोलेंगे? इन्वायरमेंट. सपोज यू आर स्टैंडिंग इन अ ग्राउंड. दिस इज अ ग्राउंड. यू आर स्टैंडिंग हियर. You can see so many birds flying in the sky. There must be so many plants, trees. Some dogs must be there, or anything. Whatever things are surrounding you, these all combine to form a environment. So environment are basically of two types. It may include living environments are the biotic environments we call, and they can be non-living environments, that is called abiotic. A means non and biotic means living. So if we think about biotic environments, plants and animals, these are living organisms, they are called as biotic. And if we talk about abiotic, air is not a living organism, water etc are abiotic, okay, environment. So basically if you will see all the things around you, you will find this is a environment. Okay, so in other words we can say that all the organisms such as plants, animals, microorganisms, even the human beings, as well as the physical surroundings which interact with each other and maintain a balance in the nature, this is a environment. All the interacting organisms together within non-living or living, they constitute an environment. Fine. So all the physical factors, like if we talk about temperature, okay, then if we talk about the rainfall that is occurring, or the wind that is blowing in the air, or you can see there is a soil and so many minerals, all these are going to constitute in abiotic components. Okay, so next comes about the degradable and non-degradable. Okay, so substances that can be decomposed by the action of microorganism. Okay, microorganism means fungus है, बैक्टीरिया है, viruses हैं. तो like bacteria are called biodegradable. ओके वो सारे सब्सटेंस जिनको कि हम डिकम्पोज कर सकते हैं किसी भी माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म के थ्रू, उनको हम क्या बोलेंगे? बायोडिग्रेडेबल। ओके, so if we see the examples, organic waste, cattle dung, ये सब कॉटन, जूट, पेपर, fruit, vegetable peels, leaves, etc. All these are biodegradable क्योंकि ये सब घुल जाते हैं हमारे अर्थ के अंदर, या ऐसा नहीं है कि वो सालों साल ऐसे पड़े हुए हैं, वो घुल गए। ओके, नेक्स्ट कम्स non-biodegradable substances which cannot be decomposed by the action of microorganisms are called non-biodegradable. What are they called? Non-biodegradable, like plastic, polythene bags, synthetic fibers, metals, radioactive waste. आपने सुना होगा प्लास्टिक्स, पॉलिथीन बैग्स, इन पे बैन क्यों लगा? इसीलिए बैन लगा बिकॉज दे आर नॉन डिग्रेडेबल, वो घुल नहीं सकते, वो डिकम्पोज नहीं हो सकते, दैट्स वाई दे आर वेरी हार्मफुल टू आवर इन्वायरमेंट। इसीलिए प्लास्टिक्स और पॉलिथीन बैग्स पे बैन लग रहा है, क्योंकि वो जब डिकम्पोज नहीं होगा तो दैट इज गोइंग टू अफेक्ट आवर नेचर, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी हार्मफुल। ओके, so these are non-biodegradable. Okay, they can't be decomposed. Now we will study about ecosystem and the components of it. Okay, so if we talk about the ecosystem, and ecosystem consists of biotic components, as we have read just now. Biotic means all the living organisms, and abiotic components comprising of physical factors like temperature, rainfall, wind, soil and materials. Okay, so if we talk about ecosystem, ecosystem is a combination of both biotic and non-biotic. Okay, so for example, a garden, a forest, ponds and lakes. Fine. So if you visit a garden, suppose this is a garden, you visit there, what you are going to see? You will see different types of plants. Okay, short plants are there, different types of. Fine. Then you will see there are small grasses. Okay, and you will also see a big trees. Big trees will be there, plants, grasses, big trees. There must be some trees on which there will be a flowering. Fine, bearing of flowers. Suppose there is a rose plant or a sunflower or jasmine, some flowers are there. Fine, and you will also see this has happened about plants. Plants में आपको छोटे plants दिखे, बड़े trees दिखे, grass दिखे, कुछ flowers वाले plant दिखे, कुछ vegetables वाले plants दिखेंगे। ठीक है, उसके बाद अगर हम एनिमल्स की बात करें तो आपको छोटे छोटे एनिमल्स दिखेंगे बहुत सारे, नहीं कुछ तो फ्रॉग दिख जाएगा, या आपको डॉगीज दिख गए, या यू हैव मेट अ बटरफ्लाई. Okay, so many types of, or you will see some kind of birds. Fine, so all these living organisms interact with each other. अब ये suppose there is a butterfly, butter is going to come and have a nectar of this flower. So what is happening? Basically butterfly is interacting with plant. Okay, so all these are going to interact with each other. Why they interact? For their growth, for their reproduction and for other activities. Okay, so this is basically, if you call a ecosystem, it is an interaction of all the organisms present in our nature. Okay, so garden is an ecosystem because all the organisms in this garden are interacting with each other. And there are other types of ecosystem also. For example, I have shown you like forest is there, ponds are there, lakes are also there. Okay, in forest so many different types of animals are there. There may be a plant, big trees, everything is there. Okay, Fine. Now let's see what basically happens. Basically, in an ecosystem, energy and matter are continuously exchanged between living and non-living components. होता क्या है कि जितने भी एनर्जी हैं या मैटर है वो कंटिन्यूसली एक्सचेंज होती है एक दूसरे में, लिविंग और नॉन लिविंग कंपोनेंट्स में. जैसे कि कोई भी कंपोनेंट हो, आप एग्जांपल ले लो. सपोज एक छोटा सा प्लांट का ही एग्जांपल लेते हैं. तो प्लांट इज देयर, सो प्लांट इज अ लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म. नाउ इट नीड्स वाटर फॉर इट्स ग्रोथ, इट नीड्स एयर. So all these water and air, what are they? They are non-living components. Okay, so basically plant being a living component and it is taking water and air from, that is a non-living component. तो basically ये एक दूसरे से interact हुए. For the life of a plant that is a living component, it is getting dependent on non-living component that is water and air. तो बेसिकली एक दूसरे का इंटरेक्शन है ये लिविंग और नॉन लिविंग का, उसको हम क्या बोलेंगे? इकोसिस्टम. इट गिव्स अ फॉर्मेशन टू आवर इकोसिस्टम. ओके, नेक्स्ट सी द टाइप्स ऑफ ecosystem. So ecosystem are mainly of two types, natural or artificial. Okay, so what is natural artificial? Forest, ponds, lakes are natural ecosystem, while gardens and crop fields are artificial ecosystem. So natural ecosystem is which is occurring in nature by itself. Forest, we don't create forest, we don't create ponds, we don't create lakes. These are present naturally in our environment. But if we talk about artificial ecosystems means man-made. Fine. So this garden, if we talk about garden, we make garden. Okay, we have our own gardens. Crop fields are prepared by the farmers and all. This is man-made. So these man-made ecosystem are artificial ecosystem. So basically ecosystem is classified as natural and artificial. So further, if we divide natural ecosystem, it is divided into aquatic and terrestrial. So what is aquatic? So aquatic is all that water based ecosystem. So if you further divide aquatic, it can be divided in two types of ecosystem, which will be, one is going to be marine, okay, and the other one is going to be fresh water. So all of you know marine is a sea water. So if we talk about sea water, we will get marine example means sea or ocean. Fine. And if we talk about freshwater ecosystem, then the example is going to become river. River is having fresh water. Our lakes, ponds, okay, or we can say that the pool which we use, all these are freshwater ecosystem. Now next comes the terrestrial ecosystem. If we talk about terrestrial ecosystem, these are all the ecosystem which includes the land. We can say it as land ecosystem also. Okay, terrestrial ecosystem can also be called as land ecosystem. So land क्या हो गया? जैसे कि आपके लैंड में अगर हम इंक्लूड करेंगे तो क्या आ गया? फॉरेस्ट हैं, डेजर्ट्स भी हैं आपके, ओके, या तो फिर आपके जितने भी ग्रासलैंड्स हैं, ऑल दीज आर टेरेस्ट्रियल इकोसिस्टम. ओके, so this was all about the types of ecosystem. If we talk about types of ecosystem are of two types, natural and artificial. Natural is the one which is occurring in the nature by itself. Artificial is man-made. Okay, and natural is further classified as aquatic and terrestrial. Aquatic is further classified in marine and freshwater. So marine includes the sea or ocean, freshwater includes the river, lakes, pond, pool, etc. And if we talk about terrestrial, means the land one. So forests are there, deserts, grassland, all these are terrestrial. And the artificial ecosystems like garden, crop fields, these are man-made ecosystems. So these are artificial ecosystem. If we see all living organisms, or you can say the biotic organism, biotic one. Okay, so they can be classified on the basis of their nutrition. Fine. So they are classified in three forms: producers, consumers, and decomposers. So now see what is producers. All green plants and certain bacteria like blue-green algae, they can produce their own food. Okay, they can produce their own food. Like own food means the food they produce are sugar and starch from. So basically if you see, they can produce the organic components. Okay, these sugar and starch, if you talk, they are organic components. Fine. So from inorganic substances, so from there they produce these organic substances from inorganic substances using light energy, or you can say radiant energy of sun in the presence of sun. How food is prepared? In the presence of sun. Okay, sun के presence में, and the process is called as photosynthesis. You all know photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is basically the production of organic compounds in the from inorganic components in the presence of sunlight. Okay, so these are called producers since they produce food, or since they can prepare their own food, since they can make their own food. Next category comes the consumers. What are consumers? Include organisms which depend on the producers either directly or indirectly for their living. अब क्या होता है कि जो खाना producers ने बनाया उस पे consumers डिपेंड करेंगे. अब कंज्यूमर्स डायरेक्टली या इनडायरेक्टली किसी भी तरीके से डिपेंड कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि उनको अपने लिविंग के लिए, अपने सर्वाइवल के लिए फूड चाहिए. सो कंज्यूमर्स डिपेंड ऑन देयर फूड, डिपेंड्स ऑन अदर्स फॉर देयर फूड. अब ह्यूमन बीइंग को ही आप देख लो, ह्यूमन बीइंग को प्लांट्स चाहिए, वेजिटेबल्स चाहिए, तो दे आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन दीज प्रोड्यूसर्स. फाइन. So consumers are all those who are dependent on the producers just to fulfill their need or just to have their foods. Okay, if you classify consumers, they can be further classified in four forms. So consumers are further classified as herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, and parasites. So what are herbivores? Herbivores are plant eaters. Okay, they eat only plants. Okay, example if you see, तो example में goat है, deer है. Okay, carnivores are flesh eater. They eat flesh or non-veg, you can say. So they eat flesh. Example is lion, tiger. Okay, next comes the omnivorous, eats both plants also and flesh also. So example comes of human. We human beings are vegetarian also and non-vegetarian also. So once those who eat plants are also omnivores, and the one who eats flesh are also omnivores. Okay, and the parasites, they live in the body of host. Okay, and they take their food from the body of host. Example is lice. हमारे बालों में lice हो जाती हैं, तो basically what is that? We are the host for them. They are living in our head or in our body, and they are sucking the blood from us, and they are taking the food from us. So basically these are parasites. So the third category comes of decomposers. What are decomposers? Fungi and bacteria which break down or decompose the dead plants, animals, complex compounds into the simple one. अब decomposers अगर नहीं होते तो क्या होता? If there would have been no decomposers, the environment have been so dirty. क्योंकि जो भी डेड बॉडीज हैं या जितने भी जो चीज़ें हैं जो कि डिकम्पोज अभी हो जा रही हैं, डेड एनिमल्स, प्लांट्स, वो कैसे डिकम्पोज होते? इट इज़ ऑल बिकॉज ऑफ दीज बैक्टीरिया और फंजाई विच ईट्स अप देम ऑल. So it is because of these decomposers that they replacement the nature. Okay, replacement of the nature is done because of these decomposers. If they would have not been, the nature would have been very dirty. So it is all because of decomposers that all the garbages or all these dead bodies, they used to get decomposed. Fine. So this was the basics on the basis of nutrition. The classification was: series of animals feed on each other. The series of animals taking part at various biotic level form a food chain. So let's study about the food chain and how this food chain is formed. So in each step or the level of food chain, some trophic level is involved. So if you see, this is a three types of food chain are here. One is for the forest. You can see here are the plants. Then comes the deer and the lion or a tiger. Then the grassland. Okay, in the grassland, different insects are there. Frog is there. Snake is there. And a vulture. Then in case of pond, you can see here plant is there, then some scorpio and all, fishes are there, and the bird, swan and all. So basically if you will see, then you can get this. First is the primary producers. So this is the first trophic level. Okay, primary producers are the first trophic level. Okay, they can be, they can be plants. Okay, then comes the secondary then comes the primary consumers. They are the second trophic level. Okay, they can be herbivores. So here you see that these plants, they produce the food. Okay, plants produce the food, as I have already told you that they prepare a food in the presence of sunlight using the chlorophyll and all. And now these herbivores will consume these food. The food prepared by these plants will be consumed by these herbivores. And the next trophic level comes of the third trophic level. If we talk about, they are the carnivores. So now these carnivores are going to eat these herbivores. Okay, fine. And then in the last comes, if you talk about the tertiary consumers, then here they are the fourth trophic level. Okay, so in the fourth trophic level, they are the top carnivores. They are again going to eat these third level of carnivores. So if we see the examples of each, for the plants, any type of grass or tree can be. All of them, they make their own food. Fine. Then if we talk about the herbivores, they can be cow or grasshopper. Fine. Here you can see in the grassland, the example is of grasshopper. Okay, and if we talk about these third trophic level ya carnivores, the examples are like birds, fishes. Okay, so here you can see कि if you talk about the pond, these are the fishes are the here. If we take the example of a pond, you can see these are the grasses first level, and at the second level these grasshoppers, then these fishes. Okay, or the birds you can talk about. Then if you see the top level, the fourth trophic level, yeah, the top carnivores, then comes the man or lion. So this was the example of the food chain if we see according to our trophic levels. Primary consumers, then primary producers, then primary consumers, secondary consumers, and the tertiary consumers. We know that food we eat acts as a fuel and it gives us energy. And from that food we get energy and we are capable to do work. Thus the interaction among various components of the environment involves flow of energy. Okay, so this is the flow of energy from between various components of the environment. Flow of energy, various components of the environment from, and basically what happens, from one component they are going to flow in the other component, and okay, or other system and another system. Like this the flow of energy go on, and this energy supports all activities of every living world. So let's see what are the findings here. The green plants in terrestrial ecosystem capture about 1% of the energy of the sunlight. So these green plants, when they make their food, they capture 1% of the sunlight that falls on their leaves and convert it into food energy. Okay. Next, we will see that when green plants are eaten by primary consumers, as we have read that these green plants are eaten by primary consumers, a great deal of energy is lost as a heat to the environment. Okay, some amount goes into digestion and doing work, and the rest goes towards the growth and reproduction. So the maximum energy is consumed here. So an average of 10% of food eaten is turned into its own body and made available for the next level of consumers. Now if we see about the next level of consumers, 10% can be taken as the average value for the amount of organic matter that is present at each step and reaches the next level of the consumers. Okay. So little energy is available for the next level of consumers. Now what is happening, that each level of consumers are consuming the energy, so the energy is getting less and less at the top level. Okay, ऐसे ऐसे कंज्यूम होती जा रही है एनर्जी, तो सबसे ऊपर तक पहुंचते पहुंचते एनर्जी का लेवल बहुत ही कम हो जाए. And the food chain generally consists of only 3 or 4 steps. So the loss of energy at each step is so great that it is very little usable energy remains after the fourth trophic level. So after the fourth trophic level, very less amount of energy is now remain to be consumed. There are generally a greater number of individuals at lower trophic level of an ecosystem. The greatest number is of the producers. Okay, so what happens ki the greater number of individuals are there at the lower trophic level of an ecosystem. So the greatest number are of the producers. And at the last, the length and the complexity of the food chains vary greatly. Okay, each organism is generally eaten by 2 or more other kinds of organisms, which in turn are eaten by several other organisms. So basically what happens कि जो लेंथ है या कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी है फूड चेन की, वो बहुत ही वेरी करती है। ऐसा क्यों होता है? क्योंकि ईच ऑर्गेनिज्म, एक ऑर्गेनिज्म को दो या दो से ज्यादा लोग ने खाया, या उसके बाद क्या होता है कि उसको इन टर्न सेवरल अदर ऑर्गेनिज्म खा जाएंगे। So instead of a straight line of food chain, the relationship can be a series of branching line and are called food web. So there is not any straight line. ये जो फूड चेन बनेगी ये कुछ ऐसी भी बन सकती है, क्योंकि सब कंज्यूम होते जा रहे हैं और एट द टॉप द एनर्जी इज द मिनिमम. All the energy is being utilized in the most of the four tropic level. Okay. So this flow of energy has been lost from one form to another when this is flowing from various components in the environment. Okay. Energy flow diagram. So the two concepts was cleared from the energy flow diagram. Two things came out to be clear. That was, one was that the flow of energy is unidirectional, and the other was the energy available at each topic level gets diminished progressively due to loss of energy at each level. Okay, so the first very important thing, that the flow of energy is unidirectional. What does that means? That is, here are the plants. If we see that sunlight is there, and the producers means the plants who are going to prepare food for us. Fine, prepare food for us. So when they, in the presence of sunlight, when they convert, matlab they make food in the form of starch or sugar. So after that what happens, that these producers make the food that are consumed by the herbivores. After that comes the next trophic level of carnivores, and after that the top carnivores. So what happens basically, that this direction is always going up. It can't be like that कि first the herbivores are going to eat the food and then the producers are going to produce it. No, it can't be like that. So the flow of energy is always unidirectional. It is flowing in one direction. That is, if it is going in this direction, it can't be in this direction. Never. It can never be a downfall of the energy. It is always going up. Okay, so it is basically a process, or you can say a chain, in which first the producers are going to make the food, then the herbivores are going to consume, then further the carnivores, then the top carnivores. Fine, it can never be like the top carnivores will come first, then the carnivores, then the herbivores, then the producers. No, it can't be like that. And the second very important thing is that the energy level at each topic level gets diminished progressively due to loss of energy at each level. So these are the levels, that if it is the first level, it is the second tropic level, this is the third tropic level, and this is the fourth tropic level. So basically what happens कि this energy gets less. It is consumed at each tropic level. Means when the producers are going to make, they will consume some energy, and now the energy will get less, diminished. And when the herbivores will consume, it will get more diminished. At carnivores और diminished हो जाएगी, और at top carnivores it is going to be least energy. Okay, so this is basically due to loss of energy at each level of tropic level. These are the tropic level. At each level there is a loss of energy. Okay, so next comes the biological magnification. What is biological magnification? So very interesting aspect of food chain is how unknowingly some harmful chemicals enter in our body through the food chain. So what happens कि some harmful chemicals enter in our body through the food chain, but these chemicals which are entering in the food chain, it is not known. मतलब we don't know कि how they are known नहीं है कि मतलब जानबूझ के उसको किया. It is not like that. It is basically we can say that it is unknowingly. Fine. Unknowingly. So basically what happens ki some food chemicals or some harmful chemicals are entering in our body. This is because they are entering in the food chain. So one of the reason is the use of what happens ki there is a use of several pesticides and other chemicals to protect our crops from disease and pests. Okay. So what happens basically ki there is a much use of we can say pesticides. Okay, or you can say कि pesticides, several pesticides या कोई भी other chemicals, any chemical which has been used. So why these chemicals have been used? This is the only reason why these chemicals have been used, just to protect our crops from disease or any kind of pest. Okay, disease and pests. So let's see what are the points in this. Okay, these chemicals are these chemicals are either washed down into the soil or in the water bodies. Okay, so these chemicals which have been used just to kill the pesticides or other chemicals, these pesticides or other chemicals that have been used just to protect our crops from disease and pests, what happens, they are either washed down into the soil. कैसे वो soil पे आएंगे? soil में wash down हो गए या फिर water bodies में वो आ गए. ओके, तो फिर बेसिकली फिर अब क्या हो गया, जैसे सॉइल में वो आ गए तो फ्रॉम दी सॉइल दीज आर एब्सॉर्ब बाय दी प्लांट्स. ओके, अलोंग विथ वाटर एंड मिनरल्स. अब क्या होगा कि जब सॉइल में ये आ गया पेस्टिसाइड्स तो ये वो प्लांट्स जो हैं इनको एब्जॉर्ब कर लेगी. और कैसे एब्जॉर्ब होगा कि उसके साथ साथ में वाटर और मिनरल्स के साथ में ये पेस्टिसाइड्स भी जो हैं वो एब्जॉर्ब हो जाएंगे. ओके, and from water bodies these are taken up to aquatic plants and animals. अब क्या होगा कि ये जो वाटर बॉडीज ने एब्जॉर्ब किया उससे ये फर्दर जाएंगे कहाँ पे, एक्वेटिक प्लांट्स में और एनिमल्स में. ओके, देन नेक्स्ट कम्स कि these chemicals get accumulated progressively at each tropic level. अब जो हमने ट्रॉपिक लेवल इसके पहले पढ़ा है तो क्या होगा कि हर ट्रॉपिक लेवल पे ये जो केमिकल्स हैं, जो भी पेस्टिसाइड्स यूज हुए हैं या जो भी केमिकल्स हैं, ये एक्यूमुलेट होते जाएंगे. ठीक है, हर ट्रॉपिक लेवल पे. ओके, so when they get accumulated at each tropic level, this is one of the way how these pesticides are going to enter in our food chain. Okay, अच्छा, have you ever thought that why these chemicals get accumulated at each tropic level? Since they are non-biodegradable. Okay, they can't be degradable, they are not degradable, that's why they get accumulated. इनको हम डिकम्पोज नहीं कर सकते, इसलिए ये जमते जाते हैं हर ट्रॉपिक लेवल पे. सो एज अ ह्यूमन बीइंग्स occupy the top level in the food chain, as we have seen earlier that in the food chain human beings or lions are at the top level. So the maximum concentration of these chemicals get accumulated in our बॉडी. तो सबसे ज़्यादा कंसंट्रेशन इन केमिकल्स का हमारे बॉडी में एक्यूमुलेट हो जाएगी. एंड दिस फेनोमेना इज व्हाट कॉल्ड एज बायोलॉजिकल मैग्निफिकेशन. इसी फेनोमेना को हम बोलेंगे बायोलॉजिकल मैग्निफिकेशन. So this is the reason why our food grains, such as you can take any food grains like the rice is there or wheat or any kind of vegetable or fruits and even the meats which we eat, contain what? The varying amount of pesticide residues. Okay, so there are in the every vegetables, fruits or every there is a pesticides residue. Okay, so they cannot be always removed by washing or other means. और इनको हम लोग क्या है कि ये जो पेस्टिसाइड्स फूड्स में या वेजिटेबल्स में लगे हैं इनको हम वॉश करके हमेशा या किसी और मीन्स से हमेशा रिमूव नहीं हो सकते. इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी कि दैट दे आर गोइंग टू बी वॉश्ड ऑफ fully. Okay, so one main reason why one reason why these are accumulated is that they are absorbed by plants along with water and minerals, and from plant bodies they are reached to aquatic plants and animals. Okay, and this is called as biological magnification. Clear? So basically pesticide remains in our food and vegetables. So next comes that how do human activities affect the environment? Our activities, human beings activity का environment पे कैसे affect हो सकता है? देखिए basically this is an integral part of the environment that if there is any change in the environment that is going to affect us, and our activities is going to change the environment around us. So if we will take it like suppose this is a human being and here is an environment, environment. So basically if you will take that it is a process of a give and take process, you can say. Okay, हमने environment को कुछ दिया या हमने कोई ऐसी एक्टिविटी की तो उसका असर एनवायरनमेंट पे पड़ेगा, या एनवायरनमेंट में कोई चेंज आया तो वो असर हमारे पे पड़ेगा. जैसे कि अगर हम छोटा सा एग्जांपल लें तो लाइक इफ वी आर पोल्यूटिंग द वाटर, हम लोग आजकल वाटर पोल्यूशन इज वेरी कॉमन. ह्यूमन बीइंग्स आर थ्रोइंग डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ गार्बेजेस एंड ऑल दीज इन रिवर्स. सो बेसिकली क्या होता है उसके कारण किस पे इफेक्ट आया? इन्वायरमेंट पे इफेक्ट आया. और दूसरी चीज की इन्वायरमेंटल इफेक्ट्स लाइक कोई फ्लड आ गया या कोई भी तूफान आ गया, कुछ भी आ गया, तो वो आया तो इन्वायरमेंट में बट उसका आफ्टर इफेक्ट किस पे होगा? ह्यूमन बीइंग्स पे. तो बेसिकली ह्यूमन बीइंग्स एंड इन्वायरमेंट आर इंटरैक्टिंग टुगेदर. ह्यूमंस का असर इन्वायरमेंट पे, ह्यूमंस की एक्टिविटीज का, इन्वायरमेंट की एक्टिविटीज का असर ह्यूमंस पे. तो दिस इज बेसिकली प्रोसेस ऑफ गिव एंड टेक. So there are two main activities which is going to affect, which is in fact affecting the environment very much, are the ozone layer. All of you must have heard about the name, and further in detail also I will be explaining how it is getting depleted. Okay, कैसे ओजोन लेयर जो एक प्रोटेक्टिव लेयर थी वो कैसे खत्म हो रही है. एंड सेकेंड थिंग इज मैनेजिंग द गार्बेज वी प्रोड्यूस. गार्बेज हर किसी के घर में होता है, बहुत सारे गार्बेजेस ये ह्यूमंस के ही कारण प्रोड्यूस हो रहे हैं. तो इनका मैनेजमेंट कितना ज़रूरी है ताकि कि इन्वायरमेंट को गंदा ना हो, इन्वायरमेंट पे कोई इफेक्ट ना आए. जो हमारा इकोसिस्टम है उसको कंट्रोल करने के लिए या हमारे एक अच्छे इन्वायरमेंट को, इको फ्रेंडली इन्वायरमेंट या ग्रीन इन्वायरमेंट को कैसे मेंटेन कर सकते हैं कि इन गार्बेजेस का हम क्या करें जो प्रोड्यूस हो रहे हैं. तो लेट्स सी, फर्स्ट वी विल डिस्कस अबाउट ओजोन लेयर एंड हाउ इट इज गेटिंग डिप्लेटेड. So the first one is ozone layer and how it is getting depleted. So we all know that ozone, that is O3, is a molecule formed of 3 atoms of oxygen. Okay, 1, 2 and 3 atoms of oxygen. When we combine them, plus and plus all the three oxygen when we combine, that is going to give you what? O3. Okay, so and if you see O2 is the normal oxygen. So this normal oxygen is essential for all aerobic process of life. Okay, so aerobic process is the process that release on microorganisms that thrive under aerobic condition. Aerobic condition में जो भी होगा, मतलब कि आप कह सकते हो कि plentiful of oxygen is available and a sufficient amount of food is present. जहाँ पे अच्छे से ऑक्सीजन भी अवेलेबल हो और sufficient food भी present हो, तो वो essential है हमारे लाइफ के लिए. Okay, and next thing is that ozone is deadly poison. Okay, ozone layer is getting poisonous day by day. At the higher level of atmosphere, ozone performs an essential function. अगर हम higher level पे देखें ऑक्सीजन की एटमॉस्फेयर के, तो ओजोन का एक बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल है. ओके, अब ये इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल क्या है ओजोन का? बेसिकली इसका फंक्शन क्या है ओजोन लेयर का कि इट शील्ड्स द सरफेस ऑफ द अर्थ फ्रॉम अल्ट्रा वायलेट रेडिएशन फ्रॉम द सन. ये जो अल्ट्रा वायलेट रेडिएशन सन से निकलती है, दिस इज वेरी हार्मफुल रेज. ओके, हार्मफुल रेज. तो अब होता क्या है, ये जो ओजोन है ये इट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट ओनली बिकॉज इट प्रोटेक्ट्स अस फ्रॉम दिस हार्मफुल अल्ट्रावायलेट रेज. इसी हार्मफुल अल्ट्रावायलेट रेज से ये हमें बचाती है. दैट्स व्हाई दिस ओजोन लेयर इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एंड यू मस्ट हैव सीन दैट नाउडेज सो मेनी अभियान आर रनिंग कि हाँ वी नीड टू प्रोटेक्ट आवर ओजोन लेयर. अगर हम ओजोन लेयर को नहीं प्रोटेक्ट करेंगे, ओजोन लेयर बहुत ख़राब होती जाएगी, तो जो अल्ट्रावायलेट रेज सन की हैं वो हमारे पे डायरेक्टली आएंगी. ये जो एक शील्ड है ओजोन लेयर की बीच में जिससे कि प्रोटेक्शन हमें प्रोवाइड होता है, वो हट जाएगा. सो दिस रेडिएशन इज हाईली डैमेजिंग टू ऑर्गेनिज्म. ओके, ये जो अल्ट्रावायलेट रेज है ये बहुत ही हार्मफुल होती है. हम सब जानते हैं कि इससे बहुत तरीके की डिजीज़ हमें हो जाती हैं. वी ऑल नो दैट द मोस्ट कॉमन डिजीज इज द स्किन डिजीज, कैंसर, स्किन कैंसर. इट इज़ वेरी कॉमन बिकॉज ऑफ दिस अल्ट्रावायलेट रेज. अगर वो डायरेक्टली, तो स्किन कैंसर इज़ वेरी कॉमन. ओके, तो इन सब डिजीजेज जितने भी हार्मफुल वो हैं उनसे हमें ये ओजोन लेयर ही बचाती है. So basically ozone at higher level of the atmosphere is a product of ultraviolet radiation acting on oxygen molecules. So the higher energy ultraviolet radiation splits apart some molecular oxygen into free oxygen atoms. ठीक है, और these atoms then combine with the molecular oxygen to form the ozone. I will tell you this by a chemical reaction what is occurring, so you will get it clear. So what it is saying here कि the higher energy ultraviolet radiation splits apart some molecular oxygen, means if this is O2 and in the presence of this ultraviolet radiation, what happens, it splits it into free oxygen atoms. Okay, so O2 is going to be splitted into free oxygen atoms, means O plus O. Both this oxygen is going to be splitted into indivisible O's. Okay, so these are basically what they are. They are free oxygen. Free oxygen formed from this O2. And the other reaction is that if you see these free oxygen, or you can say these atoms, one by one these atoms like this O is going to combine with molecular oxygen, that is O2 and it is going to form what? O3. And what this O3 is? This is ozone layer. Okay, this is the ozone. Okay, so here also I have explained you that these atoms then combine. ये इंडिविजुअल जो एटम्स हैं ये कंबाइन करेंगे किससे? मॉलिक्यूलर ऑक्सीजन से. दिस इज द मॉलिक्यूलर ऑक्सीजन. और क्या फॉर्म करेंगे? ओजोन, O3. तो ये इंडिविजुअल एटम्स एक एक करके मॉलिक्यूलर ऑक्सीजन से कंबाइन करके ओजोन को बनाते हैं. ओके. So the amount of ozone in the atmosphere began to drop sharply in 1980. 1980 से क्या होना शुरू हुआ कि जो ये ओजोन लेयर है ये धीरे धीरे कम होने लगी है. दैट्स वाई अभी जो अल्ट्रावायलेट रेज है सन की वो बहुत ज़्यादा हमारे पास आ रही है ह्यूमन बींग्स पे, अर्थ पे. दिस इज बिकॉज द ओजोन लेयर जो है वो ड्रॉप हो रही है शार्पली. और दिस डिक्रीज हैज़ बीन लिंक्ड टू सिंथेटिक केमिकल्स. ये डिक्रीज क्यों हो रहा है? बिकॉज ऑफ दिस सिंथेटिक केमिकल लाइक क्लोरोफ्लोरोकार्बन. दिस इज वेरी कॉमन. यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड CFCs. It is basically called as CFCs. So which are used as refrigerant and in fire extinguisher. Okay, so from after 1980s and now it has been mandatory for all manufacturing company, जितनी भी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी है कि वो CFC फ्री रेफ्रिजरेटर थ्रू आउट द वर्ल्ड बनाएंगे. ओके. So second is managing the garbage we produced, or we can say that garbage means कि all the waste that we dispose. Okay, all the waste that we dispose in the environment. So if we see in our daily activities we generate lots of material that are thrown away. बहुत सारी चीज़ें हमारे घर में ऐसी जनरेट होती हैं या इन्वायरमेंट में ऐसी चीज़ें जो कि हम थ्रो कर देते हैं इन्वायरमेंट में. तो बेसिकली जब हम इनको थ्रो कर देते हैं व्हाट हैपन्स टू देम? हमने तो बस थ्रो कर दिया. बहुत सारे गार्बेजेस हैं जो हमारे घर में होते हैं, लाइक कि बहुत सारे किचन वेस्ट्स हैं जो कि स्पॉयल फूड होंगे, या जब वेजिटेबल्स पील्स we throw them also, and when we make tea we throw the tea leaves also. There are so many kinds of sachet जैसे मिल्क के पैकेट्स हैं या बहुत सारे और भी मसाले वगैरह स्पाइसेस एंड ऑल, उनके पैकेट्स को भी हम थ्रो करते हैं. या if we talk about the cartons in which we get our materials, उनको भी we used to throw. or there can be some waste papers. okay, और मेडिसिन्स की बॉटल्स हैं या बहुत सारे हाउस होल्ड ऐसे मटेरियल्स आते हैं लाइक केचप एंड ऑल, उनके बॉटल्स हैं या मेडिसिन की स्ट्रिप्स वगैरह हैं या पैकिंग बबल पैक रैप्स आते हैं. एंड ऑल्सो वी थ्रू आवर क्लोथ्स. okay, and so many footwears are there and so many things we daily life में आप खुद देखिएगा आपके घर में कितने सारे garbages निकलते हैं. there are so many types of garbages, and if you are drinking any kind of liquid bottles are there, और अगर ये ले आया मतलब कोई भी कोल्ड ड्रिंक्स वगैरह, तो there are so many items which we throw daily in the environment from our house. तो अब ये जितने भी तरीके के वेस्ट हैं या डिस्पोज हैं जिनको हमने इन्वायरमेंट में थ्रो तो कर दिया, बट डू यू नो व्हाट हैपन्स टू देम आफ्टर दैट? सो मैनी ह्यूमन मेड मटेरियल्स लाइक प्लास्टिक इज नॉट ब्रोकन डाउन बाय द एक्शन ऑफ बैक्टीरिया और अदर सेप्रोफाइट्स. क्या होता है कि बहुत सारे ऐसी चीज़ें जैसे कि एग्जाम्पल में आप प्लास्टिक्स ले लो, ये ब्रेक नहीं होता, इट इज़ नॉट डिकम्पोज्ड. ओके, सो ये किसी भी बैक्टीरिया या किसी के कारण ब्रेक नहीं हो सकता. तो दीज मटेरियल विल बी एक्सेप्टेड अपॉन द फिजिकल प्रोसेस लाइक हीट, प्रेशर. अब क्या है कि अगर इनको हम जलाते हैं या बहुत कुछ मतलब अदर भी मेथड्स हैं जिनके थ्रू हम इनको डिग्रेड करना भी चाहें, तो what happens, these persist for long time in our environment, they are going to remain in our environment for a longer time. मतलब इनकी जो टाइम है कि ये डिकम्पोज हो जाए वो जल्दी नहीं है, तुरंत नहीं होता, बहुत दिन तक ये इन्वायरमेंट में पड़े हुए हैं और बहुत सालों आफ्टर ईयर्स और ईयर्स दे यूज टू गेट डिकम्पोज. So basically we have also read in previously in our this chapter about biodegradable and non-biodegradable. So substances that are broken down by physical process are called biodegradable, and substances that are not broken down in this manner are said to be non-biodegradable. ओके तो जैसे प्लास्टिक को आप ले लीजिए, प्लास्टिक जो है कि बहुत दिन तक इन्वायरमेंट में परसिस्ट करती है, इट रिमेन्स इन आवर इन्वायरमेंट, तो बेसिकली इट इज नॉन बायोडिग्रेडेबल. सो दीज सब्सटेंसेज मे बी इनर्ट एंड सिंपली परसिस्ट इन द इन्वायरमेंट फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम. ठीक है, बहुत दिन तक अब ये हमारे इन्वायरमेंट में पड़ी हुई है, कभी हो सकता है कि सॉइल के अंदर भी चली जाए. ठीक है, इट इज बीन बरीड इन द सॉइल, देन ऑल्सो जमीन के अंदर, सॉइल के अंदर ये बरसों तक पड़ी रहेगी. इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी डिग्रेड वेरी फास्ट एंड मे हार्म वेरियस मेंबर ऑफ द इकोसिस्टम. और सबसे बड़ा ड्रॉबैक इसका ये है कि इट इज गोइंग टू हार्म आवर इकोसिस्टम. बहुत जो है कि जो इकोलॉजिकल बैलेंस है जिसको हम कह सकते हैं, उसको ये नुकसान पहुंचाता है. जो हमारे गो ग्रीन का फंडा उसको ये नुकसान पहुंचाता है. तो इट इज़ वेरी हार्मफुल ये जितने भी नॉन बायोडिग्रेडेबल हैं. इसीलिए अब आपने देखा होगा कि गार्बेज थ्रोइंग का भी कितना वो हो गया है कि नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू throw the both types of garbage which are degradable and non-degradable in separate containers. There have been some blue or the red container or a green container, so that are fixed according to the material which or the waste product that is degradable or non-degradable. According to that we are going to throw it. अब तो जगह जगह हर जगह ऐसे ट्रैश बिन्स बने होते हैं कि ग्रीन वन डिग्रेडेबल आपको डालना है या नॉन डिग्रेडेबल आइटम आपको उसमें डालना है. स्पेशली एट द एयरपोर्ट्स एंड ऑल यू कैन सी दिस टाइप ऑफ डिस्टर्बेंस. So this was all for our lecture for our environment. And one more thing I would like to tell you, if you have any problem with our lecture or you want any extra thing to know, you can just mail us on our olyscholar@gmail.com and you can get the personal questions. You can query about your personal questions there. So thank you so much for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel www.olyscholars.com. Thank you so much.